And we're live.
All right. The chair notes that the time is 6:01, and I call this meeting of the Amherst Zoning Board of Appeals to order. My name is David Sloviter, acting chair of the Amherst Zoning Board of Appeals. I want to welcome everyone to this meeting. We will begin with a roll call of the ZBA members. Mr. Philip White.
Present.
Mr. Everald Henry.
Present.
Mr. Craig Meadows.
Here.
Ms. Hilda Greenbaum.
Here.
Quorum is present. Also attending tonight's meeting is Ms. Jacinda Williams, planner for the town of Amherst. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025 extended through June 30, 2027, the ability of public bodies to meet in a fully remote or hybrid manner, this meeting will be conducted via remote means. Members of the public who wish to access the meeting may do so via Zoom or by telephone. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. Additionally, the meeting recordings may be viewed via the Town of Amherst YouTube channel and ZBA webpage. If you wish to make a comment, please indicate your wish to do so by clicking the Raise Hand button when public comment is solicited. If you have joined the Zoom meeting using a telephone, please indicate you wish to make a comment by pressing *9 on your telephone. When called on, please identify yourself by stating your full name and town affiliation. Please put yourself back into mute when you have finished speaking. Residents can express their views for up to 3 minutes or at the discretion of the Zoning Board of Appeals chair. If the speaker does not comply with these guidelines or exceeds their allotted time, their participation may be disconnected from the meeting. In accordance with the provisions of MGL Chapter 40A and Article 10, Special Permit Granting Authority of the Amherst Zoning Bylaw, this public meeting has been duly advertised, and notice thereof has been posted and mailed to parties at interest. The Zoning Board of Appeals is a quasi-judicial body that operates under the authority of Chapter 40A of the General Bylaws of the Commonwealth for the purpose of promoting the health, safety, convenience, and general welfare of the inhabitants of the town of Amherst. One of the most important elements of the Amherst zoning bylaw is Section 10.38. Specific findings from this section must be made for all of our decisions. All hearings and meetings are open to the public and are recorded by town staff. The procedure is as follows. The petitioner presents the application to the board during the hearing, after which the board will ask questions for clarification or additional information. After the board has completed its questions, the board will seek public input. The public speaks with the permission of the chair. If a member of the public wishes to speak, they should so indicate by using the raise hand function on their screen. The chair, with the assistance of the staff, will call upon people wishing to speak. When you are recognized, present your name and address to the board for the record. All questions and comments must be addressed to the board. The board will normally hold public hearings where information about the project and input from the public is gathered, followed by public meetings for each. The public meeting portion is when the board deliberates and is generally not an opportunity for public comment. If the board feels it has enough information at time, it will decide upon the applications tonight. Each petition heard by the board is distinct and evaluated on its own merits, and the board is not ruled by precedent. Statutorily, for a special permit, the board has 90 days from the close of the hearing to file a decision. For variance, the board has 100 days from the date of filing to file its decision. No decision is final until the written decision is signed by the sitting board members and is filed in the town clerk's office. Once the decision is filed with the town clerk, there is a 20-day appeal period for an aggrieved party to contest the decision with the relevant judicial body in Superior Court. After the appeal period, the permit must be recorded at the Registry of Deeds to take effect. As tonight's meeting is administrative and there are no applications, we will not hold a public hearing. But you had to sit through that anyway because it needs to be announced.
Are you sure that it needs to be announced? Because we never
Did
had.
I'm sorry, did I recognize somebody?
No, but you
No.
looked at me, so.
I didn't. I looked at my screen, but I'd be happy to look at you shortly, but right now I'm still reading.
Oh, you're still reading. Well, I was going to make a suggestion that maybe we can waive that reading because there is no public hearing. And you've already spent at least 6 minutes on it, and it's not relevant to anything we're going to do. So
Okay,
I would like to suggest also that we put on for the next meeting that we have that's for administrative things, that maybe we have a shortened version for that, the minimal that's required, because I think that it's wasting 6-7 minutes of your time reading something that's irrelevant. That's what I want.
Okay. First of all, I'm inclined to agree with you because I also will not get that 6 minutes back and will have to die having forfeited that 6 minutes. However, in this case, I was told to read this at the beginning of the meeting, and I do what I'm told. I think it may be a wise administrative suggestion for a future meeting, but that's not on tonight's meeting. Besides, I just finished it. I've already put you through it. So we'll continue now with tonight's agenda.
Let's put it on an agenda to revisit what's actually the legal requirement.
Ms. Greenbaum,
Yes.
would you do me a favor, please, and wait to be recognized? And I suggest that if you want to put that on an agenda for a future meeting, we can do that during the business at the end that's not before the meeting tonight. I'd like to just continue now and get through the minimal agenda that we have at this administrative meeting. Tonight's meeting is an administrative meeting. We will be reviewing and voting on minutes from 5 meetings, which I'll list when we get to them. There are no petition requests for special permit before the board tonight, so there will be no public hearing. There will be a general public comment period and other business not anticipated within 24 hours. The first order of business tonight is the minutes. The following minutes are up for review, and I know that Ms. Williams distributed all of them because I've received them and read them all. And we'll do them one at a time so that each meeting gets its full appropriate attention. Consideration for approval of meeting minutes from January 9th, 2025 is the first one. Are there any, that was January 9th. Yeah, that was the final Wayfinders minutes. Are there any comments or revisions to the minutes for January 9? Seeing and hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for January 9, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. This is done by roll call. Ms. Greenbaum?
I abstain.
I what?
Abstain.
Oh, okay. The chair votes aye. Mr. Henry?
Aye.
Mr. White?
Aye.
Mr. Meadows?
Aye.
The vote is 4-0 with 1 abstention, and it passes. The next item is the consideration of the approval of meeting minutes from January 23, 2025. Are there any comments or revisions to the minutes from that meeting? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes for January 23rd, 2025.
So moved.
The chair votes aye. Ms. Greenbaum,
Aye.
Mr. Henry,
Aye.
Mr. White,
Aye.
and Mr. Meadows.
Aye.
The vote is 5-0, and it passes. The next item is the consideration for the approval of meeting minutes from February 27, 2025. Are there any comments or revisions on these minutes? Actually, I have two. Let me just get February 27. Under where it says minutes, it says consideration of the approval of minutes. Then it says Chair Sloviter, but I was not the chair that night. So that's a typo, I think. Or it is. I wasn't the chair. Do you see that, Ms. Williams?
I do.
You're
I
I think
do
you were
see
absent.
that. Yes, you couldn't have been the chair because you weren't present.
Right. I wasn't
Mm.
present, and Mr. Judge was the chair. So that just needs to be corrected.
Sure, 1 second.
And then down in under public meeting, the
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth line under public meeting where it says Chair Judge also announced that he would not seek reappointment once his term expired. It says Member Offeld asked if there would be some type. That's the end of the sentence. There has to be something else in there.
Is there public comment?
No, keep going. Up right there. Oh, you were right there. No, go up.
Okay, hold on.
Keep going up
Keep going.
where it says right above where it says updates to rules and regulations. You're not up far enough.
I just don't want to miss it
Keep-
again.
You're almost there. Keep going. Okay, stop. Next to the
I
last
see
line,
it.
it says, Member Offeld asked if there would be some type, and it just
Mm.
strikes me that something's missing.
Probably some sort of notification process because this was about the term at reappointment process. Okay, so I will fill
If you
that
could-
in.
Okay, so add that. Are there any other comments about February 27? All right, well, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of February 27 with the suggested changes. Do
So
I have a
moved.
motion?
So
Who did
moved.
that? Philip and Everald, were those who said things?
Mr. White and Ms. Greenbaum.
Oh, Mr. White and Ms. Greenbaum, I couldn't hear it well. Okay, we have a motion and a second, and the vote occurs on a roll call. The chair votes aye. Ms. Greenbaum?
I think I'm abstaining. I don't remember that meeting.
Okay. Mr. Henry,
Aye.
Mr. White,
Aye.
and Mr. Meadows.
Aye.
The vote is 4-0 with 1 abstention, and the motion passes. And the last set of minutes we need to consider is from the meeting of June 12, 2025. Are there any comments or revisions for that minutes of that meeting?
Did we do May 22nd already? We did?
No.
We skipped May 22nd. That's
Yeah.
my mistake.
Yeah.
See, you're not the only one who scrolls too quickly. Okay, let's go back to May 22nd. Consideration of the approval of meeting minutes from May 22nd. Are there any comments or revisions to the minutes of that meeting, May 22nd? Seeing and hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of May 22nd.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Okay, we have a move and a second. This occurs on a roll call. The chair votes aye. Ms. Greenbaum,
Aye.
Mr. Henry,
Aye.
Mr. White,
Aye.
and Mr. Meadows.
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0. And the last one, which we now will do for real, is the approval of the minutes from June 12, 2025. Are there any comments or revisions to the minutes for June 12? Hearing and seeing none, I would like to entertain a motion to approve those minutes. Would anyone like to do so?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Henry. Do we have and we have a second?
Second.
The vote occurs on a roll call. The chair votes aye. Ms. Greenbaum,
Aye.
Mr. Henry,
Aye.
Mr. White,
Aye.
and Mr. Meadows. And Mr. Meadows. Did Mr. Meadows say something?
I didn't
Keeper.
because I think my computer froze up and I heard
It
you
did.
say
Oh,
aye, and then that was it. I heard nothing
Ah.
else.
well,
So
well,
I'll
we
say-
missed
I say
you.
whatever it was, I'll say aye.
Well, it was to approve minutes and we missed you, so we kept saying your name until your computer unfroze.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. So this motion passes 5-0 and it passes. Okay. So next agenda item is general public comment. Are there any members of the public that wish to give public comment on matters not before the board tonight? Please indicate by using the raise hand function or by pressing *9 if you are on the telephone. And no, that's not me. I didn't mean to raise my hand.
There are
Ms.
no
Williams, do you
members.
see anybody? We have no attendees that I see.
No attendees.
Okay. Well, we will respect all of the attendees that are not there and not make them say anything. So we'll go on. All right. Other business not anticipated within 24 hours. And before I ask Ms. Williams for the upcoming schedule, I would like to recognize Ms. Greenbaum, who I believe wants to make a suggestion for a future meeting.
It's not a suggestion, it's a requirement that we put on a future meeting very soon in the future. Another look at the rules and regulations that require you to go through 7 minutes of introduction that is totally irrelevant and only put in that introduction what's absolutely required by law. And at the same time, we might want to look at some of the other rules and regulations that have come into place over the last 12 years that were not the practice of previous boards. One of them being perhaps to voluntarily offer one of the slots to I think there's only going to be two alternates this year, but at least to give the other alternate an opportunity to sit on the board to learn the ropes. And whatever other regulations we should go, that's a very long set of regulations that have been adopted over the last 12 years, and I think a lot of them are not necessary.
All right. All right. So noted. And Ms. Williams, will you please, well, that will be in the minutes. Would you please put that into effect, get that on the next agenda? The next meeting I know is in July and Mr. Meadows will be
That's
chairing.
correct.
And we can
Yes,
look at it then, I'm sure.
Mr. Chair, may I ask a question?
Certainly. Yes, Mr. Henry.
So, Ms. Greenbaum, The last rules of the ZBA I have was effective August 26, 2022. Do you have something different?
I don't know, I haven't looked at it recently, but I looked at it and I said, oh my God, we never had that many rules and regulations. We did things a lot differently with a 3-member board, such that from the very beginning, alternates were one of the 3 members very often. And it seemed that things seemed to work by seniority rather than by vote. Of course, we had women on the board when it was 3 members too. Now, there hasn't been a woman on the board since I left.
So,
And there's been nobody from North Amherst on the board since I left. And we're the part of town that gets the worst development.
so going back to initially the heart of my question, I reviewed that, and I think we had also talked about some propositions, including fees, which I think would make its way to the new updated rules. So I'm in agreement with you that we should have a conversation around processes and the rules. But if I may suggest that you share your suggestions with the group as a whole prior to next meeting, that way we have an opportunity in writing. That way we have an opportunity to review them and come prepared.
I can go through the rules and see, but I mean, it just came to me that he's, spent 7 or 8 minutes reading something that was totally irrelevant to this meeting, and that shouldn't have to be. So I don't know what the law is. I can look up what the law, maybe I should leave it to you to look up what the law is. That might be in the charter. I'm not sure whether it's in the charter, whether it's in our rules or whether it's Mass General laws because we had stuff we had to read, but it was all like on 1 page.
Well, I think that Mr. Henry's suggestion is excellent. It's always better if we have a look at it ahead of time. Ms. Greenbaum, could I request that you send your specific list of suggestions to Ms. Williams for distribution to the committee through a channel that therefore we know we will all get it. And then, if appropriate, it can be added to the agenda for the July 12 first meeting of the new term. So
Can I ask you a
I
question?
think that Mr. Henry is right on target. If we're going to consider something, we should all look at it together, and we really should all look at it in advance. I really thank you for that suggestion.
Yeah, can I also ask, may I legally do that as an associate member? Because my powers are very limited now as an associate member.
Well,
Or do I have to get somebody to do it for me who is a full member?
No, you can just email.
That's one of the reasons I'm suggesting any member of the committee is free to communicate to Ms. Williams as the liaison from the town to our committee.
Right.
I understood when I first joined that I was not supposed to speak to other members of the committee outside of meetings.
That's
That
correct.
this is all part of the open something rule.
Open
So
meeting.
I think that
Open
Mr. Henry's suggestion is absolutely perfect, and that you are free to go to communicate to Ms. Williams in any way you want, because she is not a member of the committee. She is a planner and a town official, and then she will distribute them in accordance with the rules and regulations, and therefore there will be no private sidebars or anything. So if you would do that, Ms. Greenbaum, we will all appreciate it, and then we can look at it and get it onto the agenda when appropriate.
And
So
to answer,
that as an associate member, I can do.
Yes, you can.
yes, and to
Yeah.
answer your question, as an associate member, you can submit recommendations. However, only the full members can vote on said recommendations.
But we will, of course, especially if we are fully informed ahead of time and we look at it, we will, it will be attended to. So thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Greenbaum, and thank you in advance for sending them to Ms. Williams. Is there any other business not anticipated within the last 48 hours or the last 20 minutes? Hearing none.
Thought Mr.
Oh,
Meadows.
yes, sir.
wanted
Mr.
something.
Meadows.
My question is somewhat irrelevant, but.
Well, then we have to look at the rules.
Philip, in the, there was someone that I never noticed before sitting in a chair behind you in the library with red hair and a child in its lap.
What?
At the beginning of the meeting, yeah, right there. I hadn't noticed
doll.
that.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, this is a picture that I took in Ireland. So yes, there were other people there, but generally it's
Those people
Okay.
didn't follow you home.
Those are real people.
I was wondering.
Okay. All right. Well, that question was no less relevant than the opening statement. So not a problem. We have room for everything tonight.
It didn't take 10 minutes.
We what? Okay. So I would happily entertain a motion to close the meeting. Do I have a motion to
So
adjourn?
moved.
Mr. Henry?
Did you not want to go over this
Miss-
sketch?
Miss-
I
yes,
have another question for.
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I'm right there with you, Mr. Meadows, but I just have one more question. So going back to the 2022 rules, given that we're going to have hopefully a new full panel on July 10th, Ms. Williams, is there any way I could get a Word version of the 2022 rules? Because if we are going to add things or look at things, and to respond to Ms. Greenbaum's recommendation, I will look at shortening the opening statements of the general laws and see if there's something that can be accommodated just for administrative meetings.
Sure, I can send those out when I send out Miss Greenbaum's recommendations.
Thank you.
So, yes.
Okay. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. And Mr. Henry, you're going to have to get quicker if you want to beat Ms. Greenbaum to the motion.
He already did it.
Oh, well, then you already lost, Mr. Henry, but would you like to second it?
No,
Second,
he already, he made the motion. I heard it.
No, it was
Mr. Meadows,
Mr.
Mr. Meadows did.
Oh, Mr. Meadows beat you. Oh,
Yeah.
way to go. The old people are quicker than the young guys. This is helpful. All right, we have a motion and a second, and
Yes.
the motion is thankfully not debatable and requires a roll call vote. The chair votes aye. Mr. Henry,
Aye.
Mr. White,
I.
Mr. Meadows,
Aye.
and Ms. Greenbaum.
Aye.
The motion passes 5-0. The motion, the meeting is now officially adjourned.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Have a great
Good night.
everyone.
Regards to the dogs, everything else. Bye.
Bye.